play this record as frequently as possible.
Gotta get right with it down. One shit running, get a med. Everyone now is down. No second guessing, I gotta get ready.
What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Virgil here, and welcome back to another episode here on Dragon Ball Legends. It is that time again to update the top 10 tier list. We got two brand new units, a couple of units out of the boost system, and just overall a lot of fluctuation in the list. Definitely going to make some changes here from our previous one. So before we jump in, make sure to drop that like and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. I do upload it here every single day with Legends content. And shout out to the homie DNG, bro, for supporting and us creators here with these tier lists, man. His Twitter's right here if you guys wanted to go follow him. But he is providing the tier list for us here. And we did get to the LF tag Trunks and Vegeta. We did get the new 1% sparking Zamasu. Beast Gohan, Pan, and Ultra Broly did fall out of the boost system. So these are all definitely some impacts which will change their previous placements, in my opinion. So I'm actually going to start out at the bottom here. I'm usually starting out at the number 1 position, but I think we'll build up to it for today's video. For the first unit, the number 10 spot, I did quite think about this for a little while here. And, we had different, we had the Sun family, Hybrid Saiyan, Beast Gohan meta, which we are still in, but now we have a little bit more diversity. GT with the Part 1 banners got a huge buff. They became a dominant team to kind of compete with that said team. And then now we just got the future buffs, which are also a top tier option now. So this unit did get a little bit more value. He wasn't in my previous top 10. He was an honorable mention unit, but I'm going to be putting this LF Green Trunks here at the nice top 10 position. Primarily, I mean, he's great individually. The thing about him is just the power creep. It couldn't be helped. He's a fantastic unit. Some unit that I definitely vouch on heavily on released. This guy was just, he's just a monster, honestly. But then Beast Gohan came out and did everything he does and more. So he wants to be in a similar position in most instances where he's being double supported even to do maximum amount of damage output. But Future did just get a team buff with some new units, a Zenkai, etc. So you can slap him on the team as a green option. Just an overall decent. Individually, his kit's really good. It's just overall damage in comparison to a lot of the higher units on this list. He does lack a little bit. I did notice that, but with proper support, proper, optimized equipments, etc., Hybrid Saiyan specifically, hybrid equipments are the best in the game. So this guy definitely has a lot of team comps, synergy with a lot of different units, specifically Future, specifically Beast Gohan, hybrids, and yeah, I mean, the double, just to mention a couple of the mechanics here, he does have 2 ultimates, he has blast armor, he restores vanish on both ultimates, does ramp up. This guy's definitely a menace, bro, but not what he once was. I know he did, like I said, just gain some value. He was in the honorable mentions list before this, but I do think you can see some really good value from him potentially in this meta with Future on the rise. For number 9, I did, like I said, think about this for quite a bit. There's a lot of units to put up there now. I'm going to slap on Ultra Broly at the number 9th position. He's great. He does a lot of great things. He is a melee type unit, so he's going to be doing a lot of damage output too. But like I said, he did just get out of the boost system, so I don't think that's like the main reason his value dropped. It's just a lot of units just have more value above him, so that's primarily the reason. His the boost is definitely an impact. Is going to affect those pure defenses, obviously the overall damage inflicted, but on his main setups, which is movies, I don't think you're going to be running him on anything else other than movies. So with Beast Gohan, Pan, I think is his best build. He's kind of limited in options as well, but just individually, he's so very good. His green card, his blue and ultimate hit like massive trucks. The disruption with his gauge, just all the utility he has. Like, he's a utility kit monster, and I think he's still very valuable. There's a lot of green units right now, with the Tag 4s. One of their main sides is green, and this Trunks here is green, but yeah, he does make good synergy with Beast Gohan, Pan. I think he's a very solid option with the boost. He probably would have still been around this 8th, 7th, 9th spot if he still had the boost, but he's definitely, for me, right here, cozy at the number 9 spot. But moving on to the number 8 spot, I'm going to be slapping on Android 17. GT, right? GT is, I'd say, one of the best teams in the game right now. There's only 3 teams in the game that can compete even in high ranks. So I'm mainly specifying in top ranks. And before I continue on with this list, I did mean to mention in the beginning of the video that all of these takes have to do with individual nature and the meta at the same time. So I'm not rating these units individually. It's just the overallness of team compositions, equipments, and the meta overall. So what are their, what do they synergize well with? And this Android 17 is a very important factor for the GT build. He pairs alongside the Tag 4s, the Zenkai LF4 very well. Even some other units that you can slap on leader slot for GT right now, but his utility is really good. On green card, he nullifies endurance, he supports, manipulates sub counts, heals, and he's just overall very, very good. I think he does get a bit overrated at some times, and he's a little bit underrated at other times. I think this 8 position is very good. GT is in competition for the best team in the game right now. Don't think they are, but they are second, I believe. They are second best team in the game. And, other green units like, the Tag 4s, given they are all on the same team. But yeah, GT is just a very powerful build at the very moment. And moving on to the number 7th position. This is 765. It was very difficult for me to kind of, concede with or move forward in making this decision. But I have concluded right now, just for multiple value reasons overall, I'm going to slap this Goku on here at number 7. Fantastic unit, by the way. He honestly could be placed at 6 or even number 5, and I wouldn't be to disagree with that statement. But individually, he's definitely worth being a bit higher. I think just overall value, he is limited primarily on the GT setup. Obviously, you can run him on Sun Family with Beast Gohan, Pan, Future Gohan, and a lot of other, different team comps. Just individually, he's so good. He has a platinum equip. He has a lot of utilities kit, overall damage, last man standing. He's probably one of the strongest hitting ultimates in the game. But like I said, you primarily want to run him on GT for that very good synergy with the Tag 4s, the 17, and then even any other GT counterpart. This guy's very good. He has the cover rescues, which could be very clutch. But very good units. I think, like I said, he definitely would warrant being a little bit higher than this. I just think that his limitations on team compositions do hold him back quite a bit, and the value that we just got with new units are going to be a bit higher. So he was number 5, I believe, on my previous list. He did get pushed back just because we got some new units, so it's not like there's anything wrong with him. It's just, Zenkais are not going to be number 1 anyways anymore. So it's still very good to see a refurbished unit like this, a Zenkai unit, to be very high on a just overall, this is a top 10 tier list of the entire game. So to be at the top of the meta, I would say 7 is definitely fine and warranted here. Moving on to the next one, I'm going to throw on Red Pan. She did just get out of the boost system as well. So, she is just lacking a little bit defensively. It's primarily the defenses that take a hit when a unit leaves the boost system. The damage can be made up for from support, but overall, tanking, pure defenses go a long way. But she does still, I believe, she fits still on the best team in the game. I don't think the best team in the game has changed with the Beast Gohan, Future Gohan setup. That team is just, it's close. It's definitely close. You can argue GT and even Future now, some forms of Future, other variants with leader slot positions can rival and even be on par with the setup, but just on a very, you can make a lot of mistakes with the Beast Gohan, like this main setup with Beast Gohan, Pan, Future Gohan, and just come out on top. You're just doing too much damage, just too much support. She lets Beast Gohan do Beast Gohan things, right? She's just supporting. She offers a green and blue card on main ability. She's a heavy sub count manipulator, and I think that's one of her best assets, is just constantly manipulating and reducing sub count. Taking away key as well is kind of crazy. But yeah, she does really solid damage on Hybrid Saiyans. Obviously, the pure equipments go really crazy. And just overall usefulness, she's definitely there. She was a bit higher a couple of tier lists ago, obviously being the best in the game. But some new units just, you can't knock off, their value individually. Some units are a bit higher based off their pure individualness, and then some units are higher just because of their value to what they bring to the team. And Pan is just that person, right? She just brings so much value and allows units to do what they do on the team. So number 5, moving into the GOAT, the Timeless King here. LF Future Gohan. I did have him below Pan and a couple tier lists ago, but with the new Future buff, right, we do have a lot of Future compositions now, and he's just become even more diverse, so his value has increased. He's still on the best team in the game, given hybrid Saiyans, Sun Family, with Pan Beast Gohan. That is, in my opinion, still the best team. You know, even if it's by a bit, I still believe that is to be the best team. Beast Gohan can do crazy things. But, you know, you guys know what he does already. He disrupts. He supports very well. In my opinion, he does support a lot better than Pan. You know, Pan does set up a lot of situations for things to occur, like key reduction and even sub-count manipulation. But, Beast Gohan has just so much damage stacking potential because every time he's hit, tap blast, whatever, he's damage stacking. He does go type neutral when he has a dead ally. He has endurance. He has just, you know, rising rush protection, basically. He can still hit. He has access to hybrid equipments. This guy is not one to mess around with, and I think this guy's definitely warranted the spot. But like I said before, he did just get a buff with Future being in the meta again, so he's very good to be part alongside the tag Trunks and Vegeta, the new Zamasu, etc. Right? You can also run him on different team comps like GT. He's, you know, a diverse character. You put him on leader slot, he's going to be helping any team out. And I can say the same thing for Pan, honestly. You slap her on GT leader slot, you can slap her on Future leader slot, and she's going to be doing the similar things. It's not like they're locked behind a certain team. Is just when you have a pure synergistic tag team like Hybrid Sun Family, you have access to so many different pure equips, specifically Hybrid Sun Family. You can even do movies, right? Beast Gohan, Pan are on movies. They have some pretty nice equipments as well, but Future Gohan's going to be chilling right up there. And for our next unit, you guys, I've seen a lot of people underrate them very early. It's, you know, this is going to be a new unit, and you know, take a second to guess. We're going to slap the Trunks and Vegeta at number 4. They are, I would say, pretty underrated. I think it's just primarily for the reason that when you guys saw their kits, they dropped the kit video, they looked like they had the potential to be number 1 in the game. And honestly, they still do. I think they're very good, and not only do they counter the meta, which is Beast Gohan, Tag 4s, they have anti-blast armor, 180% to blast armor damage. So, you know, you're doing a lot more damage specifically to those units. You know, you want to play a little bit more effectively, a little bit more smart, efficient with your mechanics. And he's not just a straightforward unit where you can kind of train wreck one-shot characters like Beast Gohan or Tag 4s. And I think that's why people are upset, because they're not, he's a little bit more of a skill-based character. You do want to utilize him correctly, but he has a lot of healing potential. Vanish Restore, the mechanics are definitely there. No blast armor, but he has, like I said, anti-blast armor. His blue card hits okay. I honestly, I don't know what it is. There's some form of inconsistency that I can't understand with. Maybe it's a Stargated situation, but I do have him in a decent amount of stars. He is performing well. I've ran him on a couple of team compositions, Future, Hybrid Saiyans, and, you know, Yellow, Yellow, Blue, Future, even Yellow, Yellow, Blue Hybrid Saiyans with Beast Gohan, Future Gohan. And with support, this guy is, you know, he doesn't even need a Zenkai buff. This guy's just cooking. But I do have a couple of builds. He has some team diversity going on, access to a lot of equipments, specifically Hybrid Saiyan equipments. I think, you know, honestly, he can be warranted higher, and I do want to make that very clear. He can be warranted 2-3 position. I won't put him at number 1, but I can definitely say that this is just an early take. So this video is initial, you know, it's only been 2 days since the release of the characters, and, you know, this is a very safe place. I don't want to overrate this unit, but he can definitely be in competition, say, with even the Tag 4s. Like, I can almost say they're on par. What separates the Tag 4s from me is that they're not only more consistent, but they can just do easier things, right? They're a lot more easy to use. They have blast armor. They have an AoE green card. They're more, you know, everyone friendly, whereas this Trunks and Vegeta, you want to make use of their Vanish Restore. You want to make use of their damage stacking. When you switch to the Vegeta side, the card draw speed, make these proper plays, drop combos, very similar to the droids, how they were meant to be played. But yeah, these bit more skill-based unit. You know, you don't want to just jump in one-shot characters. If you build up high enough, you can just do a lot of burst damage, especially with some support, right? If you run them with Future Gohan Pan, I ran, like I said, Future Gohan Beast Gohan. It's just a crazy combination. But yeah, these guys, underrated simply for the fact that they were overrated before they even dropped. So it's one of those situations that can't be helped. But do not underestimate this character. He is not any less than top 5. He can be placed a bit higher, but he will not be under, I guess, top 5. I don't think he's even number 5. He's not, in my opinion. But moving on to number 3 here, I'm going to say his 1% unit that dropped alongside him is just that bit better individually. I wouldn't say team divert. Actually, team-wise as well. Team-wise as well, because this guy just fits on leader slot on every single team, right? If you want to slap him on GT, he's the best blue option for GT. If you want to run him on hybrids, you can run him, Beast Gohan, and either Future Gohan or even the Trunks of Vegeta. It's a fantastic blue-blue-yellow synergy, a yellow-yellow-blue synergy. He fits on a lot of different team comps. Individually, sub counts. No, he doesn't have sub count manipulation, does he? We want to check out the Zamasu here. Where is he at? He has a lot of things in his kit. I could just give it a quick look here. On his green card, he does nullify cover change. He has a lot of healing. He has extreme bleed. He has a lot of utility. Seals enemy cards. He destroys cards. He shortens own sub count. He does have some sub count manipulation, so he shortens own sub counts by 1 every time another battle member is hit with an enemy strike or blast arts card. He stacks on damage. He has endurance. This guy's definitely a menace. He supports his team. You know, he's pretty much a support unit as well. But he disrupts. He takes away ki. He has that like similar effect to what Pan has. But I think he is the best 1% sparking unit in the game right now. He just has so much to his kit that you can't knock it off. He's doing damage. He's tanking. And all the mechanics, utility that he does have, I do think it makes him warranted this position. You can honestly, like I said, argue Trunks to be on par with him and even higher on par with what I have at number 2. But I think Zamasu right now is just a clear, just easier unit to use as well. His green card has that like knockback counter to even tap attacks or strike arts. Just the constant cover null, card draw speed when your enemy is switching in and out. Just everything in his kit. Zamasu is a monster and a half. The bleed definitely does take effect. Just a lot of that immortal gameplay. He has that fat heal along with giving health restoration to a team, to himself. Just, dude is ridiculous. He's just definitely a top tier option. At number 2, I'm going to slap on the Tag 4s. Sorry if I didn't scroll this up, but yeah. At number 2, I am going to slap on the Tag 4s there. You know, GT being one of the best units of the game. You know, they have the Blast Armor, the Nuke of a blue card, Vanish Restoration. They have the Cover Null. Constant cover, like they have a longer cover null comparative to, I didn't say it to the for the Trunks. That's one of his inconsistencies too, is that he has a very short cover null. But I do think it's, you know, if they gave him a longer cover null, he would actually be broken. So given you do want to make smarter plays with him with his cover null, the 4s do have a longer cover null, but it is limited to only when you have 3 enemy battle members remaining. So it's just very inconsistent in that sense, right? If you get a fat kill, a nuke off a blue card, frame 1, you lost your cover null. You don't have any cover null for the rest of the game. But you just, a lot of insane plays, a lot of durability. Same thing with these tag units. They just have a lot of healing aspects. Didn't mention that for the Trunks, but you know, with tag switch units, the tag 4 specifically, just a ton of durability. Not as good tanking. I did notice that the tanking's not as good on the tag 4s, but is it? It's comparable. These units are very comparable. I would not mind putting them on like this on a list. I do want to say something similar to this. It's just, it's too early to really tell. I feel like number 4 is a very good spot. Zamasu is a bit more consistent right now and appears individually to be better. Very similar team comps. Trunks does have access to more equipments. Tag 4s, GT's probably one of the best teams, one of the best teams in the game. Pair alongside Goku, 17, and then even accessible on Sun Family, Beast Gohan, Pan, Future Gohan setups, right? So the Tag 4s are definitely not one to underestimate. They're even in competition for the first place right now because they are on boost. This guy's on boost, in competition with the number 1 unit who currently isn't on boost right now. And I would still argue he is the number 1 character in the game. But another thing that makes him very powerful is easy priority with the green cards. The best probably green card here out of all these characters. It's just easy priority, right? You land a green card, you're going to be going, you could tag switch, gain cover and all, etc., right? You're going to draw a blue card every time you get back into the Goku, and just everything else that they do. They also manipulate sub count when they get rushed, so you can swap into your endurance unit, swap into your, you know, Goku to vanish or cover change, rescue out of there. there's just so much going on with the tag fours. You know, they're definitely in competition for first with the boost. Without that, I would still say number one takes it. It's just it's hard to take Beast out of where he belongs, bro, which is the top. He's just the king. He deserves the crown, and this is the best unit in the game still. I do believe the Pan Future Gohan, Beast Gohan Hybrid Saiyan setup is still the best in the game. You know, they allow Beast Gohan to be the best in the game. I think individually, even without them, you know, he still wants support, but even without them, all the mechanics that he does offer, the consistency that he does offer, the cover null, you know, it's not limited. It's not you every time you fill your gauge, you're getting cover null, you're getting card draw speed, you're getting extra damage inflicted, you're building up your ultimate. You know, he has access to hybrid equipments, he has access to movies, he has just so much. He's just so much to him. The blast armor, I'm not going to dive deep into his kit. You guys know what he does, but his overall mechanics, his overall team synergy, just the massive amounts of damage output he's able to do, especially on a double supported setup. And then there's a lot of new team comps with him and the Trunks of Vegeta, Future Gohan, so yellow, yellow, blue team synergy. You could throw him on leader slot for GT. You could throw him on pretty much anything, and he's going to be doing his thing. But yeah, the Vanish Restore is definitely insane. The one-shot potential on blue card, and the healing, the Dragon Ball manipulation. He literally does pretty much everything you would want a unit to do in the game, and I don't think anyone is, even with boost. It's crazy that all these units are on boost, and this guy is just, you know, he's just too much. They made him broken, and I would, you know, gladly place him on here, but it does not mean that any of these guys are, like I said, GT and Future definitely compete. Now, these are the three best teams in the game. GT being second, still in my opinion. Future being a solid third. I think they're all in competition with being very competitive in top rank with each other. You can leader slot any of these characters on any of their respecting teams as well. So team composition, equipments, and individuality has made the entirety of this list. Do let me know what you guys think. I'm going to slap some characters on the honorable mentions here. I do want to say that this Goku Black Rose is an honorable mention. He does feel really underwhelming. They should have given him so much more, but just nullifying endurance for existing is going to be very valuable when there's units like Zamasu running around, Future Gohan running around, Beast Gohan always running around. Rush him, and they're dead. If it kills, of course. So you do want to support unit on the setup. I've had recently an LF Rose rush my Pan. I believe Pan was still on boost when this happened, but he couldn't kill Pan. And I have a full offensive build for Pan, so it's not like she was, you know, obviously she's tanky already, but you know, she wasn't built to tank that rush. But this guy definitely a little bit underwhelming, but at the same exact time, Future did just get a buff. There's so much things going on for Future that he's probably the best purple option. Him and Cell are the best purple options for Future. And type neutral blue card. Ultimate should hit very hard. And the Extreme Bleed is pretty underrated still. You know, the Bleed is very cool. And yeah, this Goku Black can be warranted. He's definitely not making the top 10. I don't think he is, but he's in honorable mentions. Like, so I would say like 11 through 15. I'm not in any order as well. I'd say the droids also have gained quite a bit decent value, specifically for their Future buff, right? A lot of Future going on right now with the tag Trunks and Vegeta, Zamasu, Future Gohan running around, even this green Trunks running around, Goku Black. The androids make a very good color wheel composition. A lot of Blast Z abilities with the androids, Zamasu, and even the Trunks of Vegeta. So just good synergy, overall endurance nullification. One of the best kits in the game for the androids. They do take a bit to ramp up nowadays, but their green card is still ridiculous. Their cover null is still insane. One of the best characters for their time, but you know, power creep exists, which is why a lot of characters got pushed out of the top 10. Cooler. A lot of the ultras just missing team compositions right now. And that's probably all I'd have. Like, there's nothing else really reliable. I could say Ultra Gogeta just for his individual nature. Movies is still a very powerful team. Him alongside even Beast, Pan, Future Gohan. Ultra Broly is still a crazy combination. Obviously, he's got to be on leader slot, but he's not locked behind fusions whatsoever. So, could definitely slap him on there. Don't think I'd see anybody else in contestant for this honorable mentions. You know, from the whatever to top 20 list. This isn't a top 20 list, but there's a lot of still, you know, overall solid characters, but not anything that would be warranted a top 10 placement here. So this is pretty much the list, you guys. Do let me know what you guys think of the comments. And like I said, this is all opinionated and very early takes. I can see the Trunks on par. I can see this. I want to make this very, very clear that I can see the on parness. They do different things. It's just as simple as that. You don't want to play with the tag play style with them. The tag 4 is the same way you want to play with the Trunks and Vegeta here. It's just a different play style completely. These guys counter the top 2 units in the game. So do not underestimate these units. You play from a far distance. It's a blast oriented unit, so you want to focus on that blast armor damage. Just overall usefulness of his kit. But yeah, tag 4s do seem a bit easier to use right now. Zamasu is just a league of his own for 1% sparking units. Beast Gohan is Beast Gohan. And, it's a lot easy. Like, it's easy to say that, but Beast Gohan, I don't think is going anywhere. His individual nature is still too good. What he has, the amount of options team-wise he has for him, even Ultra Broly down here, you could be running with Beast, is going to be going type crazy. So, let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys in the very next one. Thank you guys so much. God bless. Stay frosty.